Recep Tayyip Erdogan is an influential figure in Turkey, serving as its prime minister since March 14, 2003. Without clashing with Kemal Atatürk's secular military and judiciary, Erdogan has very successfully transformed Turkey into an Islamist state. It is due to his profound wisdom and foresight that Turkey is now once again positioning itself to lead the entire Islamic world as a moderate Muslim state. In any Muslim nation worldwide, when an earthquake, storm, drought or flood strikes, or terrorism or a wave of Muslim joy spreads, Tayyip Erdogan and his team members are always at the forefront, most active and proactive. In many regions across Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdoğan is often referred to as Sultan, a title that strongly evokes memories of the Ottoman Empire. Before embarking on his political career in the 1970s and 80s, Erdogan was a professional football player. Recep Tayyip Erdoğan's pro-Islam tradition has made him renowned in Turkey and worldwide. Upon becoming mayor, Tayyip Erdogan immediately imposed a ban on alcohol establishments in Istanbul, which created a significant uproar among secular circles. Tayyip Erdogan then instituted policies that fostered pro-Islamic sentiments, devoutness, tolerance, and inclinations free from prejudice within Turkey's secular state, allowing these tendencies to truly flourish and gain prominence. Tayyip Erdogan has successfully presented himself as a friend of the Turkish people, a compassionate and empathetic figure, someone with a deep understanding of Western policies, a forward-thinking individual, and a politician committed to democratic traditions. Recep Tayyip Erdogan first came into prominence as a leader of the Muslim Ummah at the time when, following Israel's attack on the Gaza Strip in 2008, the Turkish government under Erdogan's leadership expressed a strong and firm reaction against its long-standing ally Israel.
You are older than I am, and your voice too is much more commanding than mine. But I believe that perhaps in the court of your own conscience, you have already been declared guilty, and to escape this profound feeling of guilt, you are compelled to resort to a loud voice and powerful words.
In any case,
you have indeed massacred human beings, and I too have not yet been able to forget the unburied, unshrouded bodies of children who perished on the shores. I extend my deepest gratitude to you, because I truly do not believe that I will ever again be invited to return to this esteemed platform after this particular occasion. Alright, you may choose not to grant me the permission to speak, but please do recall that the Israeli president continued his address for a full 25 minutes, and you have only allocated me half that duration to speak in comparison to his time.
Upon his return to Turkey, he was greeted like a hero in his own country, where, in bitter cold, thousands of Turks with flags and slogans gave a passionate welcome to their fearless, daring, and brave Prime Minister. Subsequently, in May of 2010, following the Israeli attack on the Freedom Flotilla, specifically the Mavi Marmara, which was carrying humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip, and the subsequent deaths of 9 Turkish citizens, Erdogan once again rose to prominence as a hero throughout the Arab world. In 1999, he had to spend 4 months in jail for inciting religious hatred, and the reason was that he publicly recited a patriotic poem which stated that mosques are our barracks, domes our strength is our resolve, our minarets are our bayonets, and believers are our soldiers. Recep Tayyip Erdogan strongly condemned the United States for its decision to declare Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and sharply criticized America without holding back. He advocates for Turks to openly express their religious beliefs. Tayyip Erdogan's wife wears a hijab on her head during official public addresses. It was Tayyip Erdogan himself who embraced the Syrian refugees, thereby reviving the memory of the Brotherhood of Medina. In the year 2013, through the determined efforts of Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, women were officially permitted to wear the hijab within government institutions. Furthermore, Erdogan also proposed a prohibition on alcohol and advocated for severe penalties against adultery. During his address on state television in Ankara, President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan declared that usury or interest is fundamentally the root of all malevolent actions, and it is directly responsible for the escalating graph of inflation. Recep Tayyip Erdoğan is notably the sole prime minister who, in a significant move, announced the recall of Turkey's ambassador following the execution of the Jamaat-e-Islami leader in Bangladesh. Turkey not only bore all the expenses for all the Rohingya refugees who arrived in Bangladesh, but also immediately dispatched his wife Emine Erdogan along with his son and several cabinet members to Bangladesh with humanitarian aid. They visited the refugee camps there and actively promoted and advanced the relief efforts. It should be remembered that by now, through its efforts, Turkey has spent $6 billion in aid for Rohingya Muslims. Through the efforts of Rajab Tayyip Erdoğan, the law prohibiting the learning of the Quran before the age of 12 was abolished. Subsequently, teaching the Quran and providing religious education in all schools was made mandatory. It was through the diligent efforts of Taipei Knowledge that the sale of alcohol and its advertisement were strictly prohibited within a 100-meter radius surrounding mosques and schools. Another significant testament to Taipei's profound love for Islam is the arrangement made for the construction of 17,000 new mosques in Turkey in just 1 year, alongside the extensive restoration work carried out on many older mosques. Taipei Gayan undertook numerous welfare initiatives, including the provision of free medical treatment facilities for Turkish citizens in any hospital nationwide, achieved by issuing them green cards. Taipei Gayan also commenced the significant practice of congregational prayers within government offices and authorized the wearing of parda and hijab while on duty in the office, which had been previously prohibited. Taipei Knowledge, even though it may be, is not the supreme ruler of the universe. While it has many virtues, it will also have many shortcomings. But it's not an exaggeration to say that currently among Muslim nations, the best ruler is Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, a Muslim leader with a compassionate heart who truly and practically comforts the Ummah. His actions taken up until now clearly demonstrate that if Allah bestows upon him sufficient power, he will undoubtedly gather all Muslim nations together onto a single unified platform, and he will stand resolutely with every vulnerable person and firmly against every oppressor and tyrant. The indications from current analyses suggest that Turkey is moving towards the revival of the Ottoman Caliphate, and sooner or later, Turkey will once again assume the leadership of the Muslim Ummah.
But I was only by the mercy of Allah. By the grace of Allah, your hopes and expectations have been completely shattered. Muslims are never helpless. If there is belief, anything is possible. If there is conviction, 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 anything is possible. Apart from Turkey's efforts, the oppressed people in Islamic lands, their heart-stirring movements, and the protests of some innocent Western nations, the world will remain a mere spectator to this tragedy. The whole world is silent. Even if it continues, we will never accept Israel's atrocities.
We won't do it. Our 70-year-old solution. Kashmir will not be allowed to happen. This matter will keep tearing our hearts.
Oh Allah, protect these lands and the Sultan, the good and generous, Amen, and the two holy sanctuaries and all rulers of the Muslims.